Hello friends, this is our second lecture on Musee the Beaux Arts. Now, first he gave the title, this is the title that he gave to the poem, Palais de Beaux Arts, means Palace of Fine Arts. That he changed to Museum of Fine Arts. Museum of Fine, in the Museum of Fine Arts. So background I already told you, in 1938 he visited Brussels. He visited this museum. So this is also called a museum poem. The painting was done in 1558 and the poem on this was written in 1938. So time is about 380 years gap. There is a 380 years gap. But you know its relevance is important. Now the structure of the poem you can see there are four house, W-H-O-S, four house. So the first one is, you can see how the different forms of the suffering, how it takes place. That means how in what way this suffering appears in the poem, how the suffering appears, the forms, for example. So that is the first one. How. That means the forms. Now the forms you can see, first is dreadful martyrdom, one form of suffering. Other is the figure of the torturer. The third is the forsaken cry. And the fourth is the boy falling out of the sky. So these are the four references that you get. The different forms. Then the second how is that is how what is the background? Yes. How the background of the suffering is described in the painting. How the background. Second how is that. Second how the background. The background of suffering. Then you can see words like eating, opening a window, walking dully, waiting for miraculous birth, skating, skating, dogs leading the doggy life, and then horse scratching is behind, and the people enjoying the cruise, they're seeing something amazing. The plowman plowing, and the ship, and the sun shining, not the ship, the sun shining. So this is what we call the second how, the background. The whole thing is very beautifully painted. This landscape painting a lovely morning by the seaside, and you can see these things. Of course, you can see this on YouTube. That's why I thought I did not bring the painting here because it is available on YouTube. Okay. Now the third how is the participants. See, who are participating in this? How the participation takes place. Third one is participation. Participation is, again you can see, so universal. You can see the earth participating, celestial world, sun, humans. You have got the plowman, you have got the people traveling by the cruise ship. Simply, you see the old people, the aged, young people. Then you have got animals, dog and horse. And you find children, age, there is a contrast also. So it's not only old people but children. They are all in some or the other way, they become part of this. And their attitudes. See that? And then the fourth how is The fourth how is, we can say, the manner in which, the manner, how the participation, how the manner. You can say like this. See, the reference is walking dully, D-U-L-L-Y, dully. Then reverently and passionately waiting. And quite leisurely, turned away quite leisurely. Not importance. It's not an important failure. And sailed calmly. So 2 or 3, or we can say 3 adjectives are very important here. One is dully, then is leisurely, and the other is calmly. Life goes on. So the whole poem, the entire poem is built on, the structure is built on these 4 pillars. Understand? 1, 2, 3, that is how, different forms, how, the background, how, the participation, how, the manner. Understand? And then another point that you can notice, there is something, some compulsion. There is some compulsion. For example, in line 10, must happen. See that the compulsion is there. That even the dreadful martyrdom must run its course. Nobody can prevent it. What happens will happen. जो होना है वो हो जाएगा. Que sera sera. Listen. Oblada obladi. Life goes. The plowman does not stop. See that? A wonder of wonders. The brother is lying dead, and you feast here. By the side. It's wonder of wonders. Ekphrasis. You have already seen that. Then Shakespeare, everyone masters grief, but that has it. Everyone can control the grief, but the person who actually suffers. That's why the old masters. About suffering, they were never wrong, the old masters. Who are the old masters? You find Ekphrasis, Shakespeare, you find great philosophers, Stoicism. That's a branch of philosophy that's called Stoicism. You resign everything. Resign everything. So the old man, the philosophers knew, great writers knew, the Mahabharata philosophy, see that they knew. Those who wrote Mahabharata, or that if it is one person, they knew. Philosophers knew. A school of philosophers called Stoicism. Understand? Ordinary people knew. So that is old masters. About suffering, they were never wrong. They were never wrong. That's very, and the most interesting thing again is the poet uses 2 devices to defamiliarize the whole situation. Defamiliarize. Defamiliarize. Familiarize. Spelling. Defamiliarize the situation. Formalist criticism based on this one. Formalist criticism, you remember I gave you about 7 lectures on formalist criticism. The key word in formalist criticism is familiarize. Defamiliarize. Or making strange. Defamiliarize or make strange. After what is this human suffering? It's not anything new. It happens every time in our life. At least, by road accident, how many thousands are dying. How many thousands are dying? All over the world, we can say thousands. So this happens. No? So then, what is so peculiar about this poem? What is so peculiar about that painting? both the painter Peter Bruegel and the poet W.H. Auden, they have familiarized it, or they have foregrounded this experience to us. And the poet uses two devices. One is Ekphrasis. Ekphrasis. That is close description, Ekphrasis. Meticulous description. Of course, based on the painting. And then second is mythical method. Mythical method. Mythical method is, that is a reference to Daedalus and his son Icarus. And this mythical method you will find in Dr. Faustus also. There is a reference to Icarus flying high towards the sun, and his waxen wings melt and he falls down. The Icarus myth is Daedalus was a craftsman. Never before such a craftsman you would find anywhere. Or you will say, the only genius, you can say. The only genius craftsman. So for King Minos of Crete, King Minos of Crete, he, at his request, he built a labyrinth, a very highly complicated structure. Once you enter, you cannot come out. King Minos wanted to imprison a monster inside there. Once he put him inside, he won't come out. It was so wonderful, so complicated. Labyrinthine ways, we say. The labyrinthine ways of administration, we say. That's a phrase like that. It was so complicated. But what happened is that the king thought, if he goes out from here now, this Daedalus, he will share the secret with others. So King Minos imprisoned Daedalus along with his son in a tower. They could not go out. So being such a shrewd and such a gifted and such a genius craftsman, what did Daedalus do? With a feather and wax, he made two sets of wings, one for him and one for his son Icarus, to fly out. But Daedalus told his son, my dear son, don't fly low, because the water in the sea sometimes will get soaked into the wings and he will fall down. Don't fly high, because the sun will melt your wax. What happened is that, as usual, as is the case with every other, young people, they don't listen to the advice of their parents normally, because they want to be, it's not a negative quality, but it is a kind of exploration of the meaning, the desire for exploration. The desire to see what will happen, or experimenting, yes. Daedalus and his son Icarus both flew out of the tower, but contrary to the advice given to Icarus, he flew higher and higher. Naturally, what will happen? Waxen wings melted and he fell down. From line 14, you will see this. In Bruegel's painting, for instance, he says how everything turns away quite leisurely. For the disaster, the plowman may have heard the splash falling of Icarus, the sea. The plowman may have heard the splash, the forsaken cry, the desperate cry, the SOS. And what happened? The plowman. But what happened? For him, it was not an important failure. The sun shone as it had. It cannot change. Order of nature you cannot change as it had on the white legs. Probably when he fell in, it might have been something like this. So the white legs disappearing into the green water, and the expensive, delicate ship, a mini Titanic. Yes, a delicate ship, very luxurious. Luxurious liner, that must have seen something amazing. Sadism, something amazing. So that's all. What is this? A boy falling? What is that amazing? A boy falling out of the sky. What is the attitude? The attitude is had sky, had somewhere to go, somewhere to get to, and sailed calmly. So line 14 to 21 is the picture, the description of that painting. And when you see, you find the description, this is exact the falling, the incident as such is described. And then 1 to 4, it is a philosophical reflection. See, philosophical reflection. These things we will consider tomorrow. For the time being, we will stop at this for you to think. There is also time for you, a gap, for this class and the next class, for you to see this picture on YouTube. Peter Bruegel's painting. You can say the landscape with the fall of Icarus. That's the link. The landscape with the fall of Icarus. And after seeing that, we will meet again. So tomorrow you can have a very close look at that. You can see all these things. No? People eating, opening window, walking dully, waiting for the miraculous birth, the skating, boys skating, dogs, doggy life, the horse you can see, then the people seeing, looking at this amazing plowman plowing and the sun shining and the boy falling. So 14:21, that section you can see, read the poem after seeing that painting, after going through the painting, read the poem once again, and we will meet tomorrow with greater energy and enthusiasm. Okay, thank you for listening.